Ms. Jones, you claim your father, Mr. Jones, doubts paternity of you and 2 other possible siblings. Now, Mr. Jones, you argue you were a rock star, running around with many different women and have reason to doubt all 3 children are yours. 2 of your other children by 2 other women have also been tested and are waiting outside of the courtroom. Now, Ms. Jones, why is it so important for you to prove paternity?
I feel that it's a spit in my face and a disrespect to me and my mother, because I'm 37 years old. So all of a sudden, 37 years later, you need a test. When all the children that he had in his lifetime, my mother was the only one he was married to. And I think it's, I think it's a joke,
Mr. Jones, I need to ask you, why is it so important for you to prove paternity, and why do you have doubts?
Well, Your Honor, I ain't getting no younger, and I have health issues, and I don't tell how long I'm gonna be here, and I have doubt because I just never had paternity tests done on none of them, and for her mom, she had a male associate that was always over their house, and her parents didn't allow me to come over to the house because they didn't like me because I was poor, but she let this other guy go over there all the time.
So there was another guy
yes, ma'am.
that always...
Well, she don't know nothing about this other guy. She wasn't even born.
Why do you think he's denying paternity? What do you think?
His lawyer told him he needed a DNA test in order to leave his kids in the will. He ought to be ashamed of himself that he has all these kids with all these different women. You know what I'm saying? My mama's not up here because she got 8 kids. I think he's coming into his 60s, and he's catching all of a sudden you got the case of morality, and you want to see, you hoping that some of these kids are not yours, so you won't feel bad about not being there. Just say what it is. You know what I mean? That's all it is in my eyes, and I think it's an ultimate disrespect.
How many other possible children do you have?
Your Honor, I might have 7 kids by 7 different women. I'm not ashamed of that. I was young, I was wild. I mean, that it is what it is. I love those. They're beautiful kids.
He didn't request the other kids to come up here. Look, he just requested, But it's a shame that it's only 3 of us up here. But you got the case of morality, and I want to know if these are my babies or whatever. He should have had everybody up here, and it ain't 7. He should have had everybody up here. Why did it just have to be us 3?
We have 2 other adults that are here that claim that they may be his children as well. We have Mr. Edwin, who's 29, and he's never met you. But he may be your son.
He may be my son, yeah.
And we have Miss Hobson, who's 24, and she's only seen you 1 time.
Only 1 time.
I took her to go see him.
Well,
I took her on my own dime. And he even told me he doubted her because her mother was messing around with his best friend, who she's also married to. But see, her stepfather is a very nice man. They sent her to Texas, and I brought her down there to Georgia to meet her black family because she didn't know she was black. And then when I took the girl down there, he only spent 2 hours with us. My grandmother had to chew him out to come see us because he was about to haul
So, Mr. Jones, is this true? You didn't take any time to spend with
2 hours.
Children? You haven't even met Mr. Edwin. What is that about?
He was running behind my mama.
I stay on the road. I stayed in the band most of my adult years traveling.
Dad, you are not Quincy Jones. Quit saying that. You've been saying that for years.
So, Mr. Jones, you have 2 other adults that are outside this courtroom, Miss Hobson and Mr. Edwin, and you're not sure if they're yours either.
No, I'm not sure.
What are the circumstances surrounding that?
Mr. Edwin, his mom came to the bar where I was performing at. And after we got to performing, we got together and went to her place and laid up. And I hadn't seen her no more in about 7 months. So she came back to the club while I was playing that. She was all big and pregnant. She came up to the stage and told me she didn't want to have no baby. And I said, well, I don't want you to have no baby either. So she reached up there and slapped me, and I let her slid with that. And so 2 months later, her sister came and told me, you should come over and look at the baby boy because it could be yours. And I went over there, Lord and behold, that's a little baby boy, brown skin. I said, well, it might be mine, but I wasn't sure. I jumped on the bandwagon and took off.
So you're just saying that this is a young woman that you had a sexual relationship with,
and you're
not sure if she was having sex with other people as well.
Her girlfriend pulled me to the side and told me she was seeing some other light-skinned black guy at the same time she was laying up with me. And I ain't got no reason to lie. I ain't trying to make myself look good. I got 7 kids by 7 different women.
Because you had 2 of your daughters up there. Their mothers are related, first cousins.
That's right.
Okay, and that's disgusting. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I didn't know they were cousins.
2 of his kids up there, their mothers are related. All you did, Dad, you was up.
I didn't know they were
Before we
related.
get to all that, I want to bring Mr. Edwin in. Jerome, can you please escort Mr. Edwin into the courtroom, please? And Mr. Jones, if you could please come and sit next to me here on the witness stand.
Up here on the left side.
Mr. Edwin, thank you so much for joining us today. This is the first time you've ever met or seen this man that could potentially be your father.
Correct.
What were you told?
I was about probably like 6, 7 years old. I'd asked my mom, you know, who's my dad? You know, she had pictures and stuff of him coming over when I was like months old. She told me, you know, he has a lot of kids. You were probably like the least of his worries. So, you know, that's why that man wasn't there.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. You were only with his mother once.
One time.
Don't mean you ain't a father.
I might be the father. That's why I'm here. I need some closure on this, man. I ain't trying to deny y'all. I still have to pursue my dream because I wasn't about to stop and try to play house. Because that wasn't under me. You know, and I never.
Wait a minute. You said you're pursuing your dream, and it has turned into a nightmare for your potential children.
It was a nightmare
Now,
for me.
young man grew up with a picture of you. Now, you know that's not sufficient. You're not going to sit up here next to me and tell me that was sufficient, sir.
They've been taking out my check since '84 for these kids. So long as they got their money, long as they got my financial support, I needed to be there because I didn't trust their mom no way, and I had doubt that they were my kids. So why I had to be there. As long as they got income, I felt I shouldn't have to be there, and they was happy with that.
Okay, hold on. So even if you had doubt,
I had doubt,
then you know it was a possibility.
Mr. Jones, I have a son you haven't even met.
I know. And,
he's 5 years old.
He's beautiful. You know, I might be his granddad. You know, like I said, it is what it is, man. I can't turn back what happened, but I'm not going to neglect. I'm not going to deny y'all. No. You know, like I said,
you know, as a father, regardless if you have a paternity test or not, you got to make sure your little dude who knows where he comes from.
That's
you know,
right.
he knows where you come from. He knows your face.
I want you to share with this court, what was life like without your father?
Oh, life was tough. You know, I was raised in a village, predominantly Native Americans, Alaskan Natives. Being half black and Native in a village with no other black kids around, you know, I was never Native enough. And then when I went to the city where there are more black people, I was never black enough. And that hurts me, you know, it crushed me for years. My mom, luckily, she was a strong woman, though. She taught me, you know, that doesn't matter. You know, I'm who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a superstar and all this. You know, she gassed me up so one day I could be something.
I think it's time for the court to dig in and try to understand the issues surrounding Ms. Hobson's paternity. Jerome, can you please escort Ms. Hobson into the courtroom, please? Ms. Hobson, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Jones has said he doubts paternity of not just you, but also Mr. Edwin and Ms. Jones, and I'd like to know directly from you. Were you brought up thinking this was your father? What are the circumstances that you remember as a child?
Well, growing up, I didn't realize I had another father other than my stepdad who raised me since, I was a baby. The way that I actually found out was I was playing with, some cousins, and one of our other siblings' younger sister was with us too, and we were bringing her home, and she had told me to go inside to meet my sister, and I'm confused, what's going on. Mm-hmm. I had gone inside and actually met hers. It was just really, really confusing, but it needed to be done eventually. And so when my mother had found out about that, that's when it was time to lay it all out on the table.
So she finally told you what?
She told me, look, this is your sibling. You do have a biological father. He's just never there.
Go ahead, hon. I know it's difficult.
And so we actually called him, my other sister and I, because her mom had his number, and they had contact with him, and we made that phone call. That was the first time I ever heard his voice. That was the first time I ever knew about it.
And how old were you?
Probably around this time, 9.
Mr. Jones, do you remember getting this call?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your relationship with her mom?
We was gonna get married, and her mom was gonna move down to Georgia, but her kinfolks, they tricked her. They said they was gonna buy her a lot, and she was gonna take the money and move down there and meet up with me in Georgia with our baby, because I was there when Molly was born. But they tricked her, so she instead of moving down there to Georgia, she got with my coworker and started dating him. And so she told me Molly had a new dad now. So I drove from Georgia back to Alaska to get back, try to rekindle our relationship, because I love the mom and I love Molly.
That is not the story I was told.
What were you told?
I was told by this one story by you and also by my mother and the rest of my mother's family was the reason why they had split up. My family would not, my mother's the youngest of 14, so you can imagine how strong those family ties were. So they were not about to let her move across the country.
To Georgia?
With a brand new baby. God knows where we could have ended up, I don't know. And that's the same story that Mr. Jones has told me. And this is all.
So you're saying that the story he's saying right now about getting tricked by her family and not being able to come is not what he told you before?
Exactly, and the whole messing around with the coworker, no, that was not what I was told.
I've heard enough. I think it's time to hear the results so that we can know once and for all whether you all are or are not Mr. Jones's children. Jerome, may I have the envelope?
There you go, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have 3 different results today. The first one will relate to Mr. Edwin. In the case of Jones versus Jones, when it comes to the paternity of 29-year-old Mr. Clayton Edwin, Mr. Jones, you are his father.
I want to know from the heart, though, what's that mean to you?
It feels good. I mean, I feel good,
It feels good?
Yeah, I feel good. I can't erase what's been done. I know I wasn't there for y'all when y'all was growing up, but I'm older now, and I'm still alive, and I feel like.
But I don't know you.
I know you.
You know, my heart. How am I gonna accept a father that, in my eyes, you ain't man enough to even be a father?
Okay.
You running from being a father. Your whole life, you've been running from being a father, and that disrespects not only my mom, my possible siblings' mothers. It's just seems like you're a disrespectful dude, so why would I have you in my life? That's bad energy.
All right, man. I respect you, man. I respect what you say. You know, I ain't trying
Mr.
to
Edwin,
sugarcoat nothing.
we are going to talk about how to move forward, but I want to go to the next result so we can, of course, satisfy the questions your other potential siblings still have. The next result relates to Miss Hobson. In the case of Jones versus Jones, when it comes to the paternity of 24-year-old Ms. Molly Hobson, Mr. Jones, you are her father.
Just finding out now that he actually doubted it one little bit really it hurts.
I only doubt it because I didn't trust y'all mama.
Oh, man. That's getting old.
I mean,
But I'm just thankful I've got, the best stepfather that Mr. Jones ever said I could ever have. That they actually
And
cared
we do
enough
know
to-
you have one awesome brother standing right next to you. And that's a good thing. Our last result relates to Ms. Jones. in the case of Jones versus Jones, when it comes to the paternity of 37-year-old Ms. LaToya Jones. Mr. Jones, you are her father.
Can I get my big wheel now?
All of you, young people, I'm sure have a lot to say to your father, and we can say that now without a doubt. And Mr. Jones, you are a military man, and I want to say this court appreciates your service, but now it's time for you to do a service to your children. Now, you stood here and expressed your doubt. And in some instances, I could almost understand why a man that was a rolling stone, and we'll leave it like that, like you were never in one place long enough to understand what was going on. But ultimately, I need you to understand who lost. Who lost?
They lost throughout the year because I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Exactly. As much as I believe Mr. Jones has done the wrong thing upon the wrong thing upon the wrong thing, and even though he has no clue how to correct it, I do think he understands that he was wrong. And ultimately, if you can find it in your hearts to sit down and just start with a conversation, if there's some way that he can play a role in your life now, if you want that, or maybe even your children's lives, because at the end of the day, he's their grandfather, and they have a right to know that. So I wish you all the best of luck. And I'm going to check on you.
Thank you.
All right? Court is adjourned.
Thank you.
Ms. Brown, you claim a love triangle with two men you worked with has left you with questions regarding your son's paternity. You say the defendant, Mr. Thomas, one of the potential fathers, promised to marry you and care for your baby when he was born 3 years ago, but then disappeared.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Thomas, you claim Ms. Brown lied about having sex with your co-worker, and you have reason to doubt Ms. Brown's son legend is yours. You say today's results will prove you are correct. Mr. Thomas, now set the record straight. Did you or did you not promise to marry Ms. Brown after you found out she was pregnant?
Your Honor, the devil is a liar. I never promised to marry her, Your Honor. The reason why this case affects me so much is because I never had a father when I grew up. I had to go through a lot. I went down to Albany, Georgia, a city that Martin Luther King said there was no hope for Albany, Georgia.
Amen.
There's no hope for it. It's nothing but bad people down there. And this is
what does this have to do with?
I'm trying to tell you, Judge Blake, because this is why she acts the way she
Words
acts.
of manipulation.
This is why
Words
she acts the way she acts.
Okay,
it's iniquity
so,
in the land.
Now, did you or did you not
promise to marry her?
Yes or no?
So that didn't happen. All right, I've gotten your
That's
answer. Ms. Brown, now I need to know from you. What did he promise you?
Your Honor, when I found that I was pregnant, true enough, I did not tell him I was pregnant when it happened because I did not want to have a child at that time. I was younger and more immature than where I stand right here today. But when I found out I was pregnant, in my heart, I felt like he was the father. And we went before my parents, which I don't have them with me here today because I don't need nobody to justify for me or to talk for me. That Thank you. She asked me the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say
so
something.
therefore, we went before. I'm sorry, but he's lying. I don't know what he told you, but that is a lie.
Okay, Ms. Brown.
We went before my parents,
to me.
and we told them that we was gonna get married. We was gonna do this.
Never
Although
said that.
that's a lie. You are such a liar.
All right,
And the Lord, as you just said, the devil is a lie. You are the devil, and you're lying.
Ms. Brown, take me back so that I can understand how all of this mess got started. How did you all even meet?
We met through work. I didn't even want to be in a relationship with him. I didn't want anything to do with him. We were in a relationship. We was in a monogamous relationship.
Don't talk to me.
Okay, was she talking to me?
Thank
you. I don't care, but you interrupted me, so you need to shut up.
Anyway, I cannot hear.
Never.
You know what? I got a lot of other things I could be doing right now than listen to two grown people talk over one another, so much so that I can't even understand what either one of them is saying. It's just ridiculous. This beautiful little boy right here.
He's absent.
Now, he's counting on you all to figure this out. And I'm trying to help you, but all this yelling, it's not helping. Miss Brown, you're emotional. What is it, just seeing your baby?
Because it's been 3 years, going on 4, and he promised that he was gonna be there. When I found out I was pregnant, we said we was gonna get married and we was gonna do this. Now, we probably was not completely in love with each other, but I was willing to do it for him. And we moved from Albany. I said, we gotta get better jobs. We weren't in college. We was working a regular general job, okay? I was like, I had my parents in my life, so I wanted the same thing for my child. And we moved. He moved to Atlanta. He said he was gonna get a better job, and I was already gonna move to Virginia. But the ultimate goal was to move back to New York, where he was from. I wanted Legend to have that part of his side of the family life. So therefore, I moved to Virginia waiting on him. It didn't work out that way because when he got to Atlanta, he started being with other women. Now, we were supposed to be in a relationship, okay?
Okay, stop there. Because I need to get to an important point that we touched on earlier when I read the opening statement. You admit that you were in a love triangle.
Yes.
Hello.
So that has 3 points.
Huh.
Yes.
1, 2, who's 3?
Huh.
The third person who I was in a relationship.
Worked at the job.
The third person who I was talking to. Me and Eric, we was just friends at first, okay?
Okay.
So therefore, Eric stopped talking to me because he felt as if I wasn't providing him what he wanted.
I was tired of the nonsense.
Absolutely not. He told me he was sexually frustrated and he could not tolerate me as a female friend. So he stopped talking to me. That broke my heart because I felt as if I was his friend. I looked at him as he was my best friend.
When I met her, I had a girlfriend, Your Honor.
When you met Mr. Thomas, you all were friends or you were really dating somebody else?
No, when I met Mr. Thomas, we was just friends. After he stopped talking to me because I wouldn't take it further, I started talking to another young man. This young man, which he probably gonna bring this up, was in a relationship with another female. And because of it, because it was wrong and I knew it was wrong, my conscience ate at me. So I stopped talking to him for Eric, and me and him eventually down the line started talking. And the reason why it's doubtful because Eric got mad at me because I kept being friends with a young man. We weren't sexually active after the fact that we stopped talking. But I did have one moment of conception, and I did have sex with this young man one time. And then shortly after that, me and Eric got together, we had sex. And therefore, that was the result. All
right, hold on. Let me get to this. Let me get to this one moment of conception.
There was no one.
What happened was that you slept with both of these men around the same time.
Yes.
During the time of conception, you slept with.
And we were supposed to get married.
Mr. Thomas and this other person.
Why would I move and wait for you if we weren't supposed to get married? This would have never happened had you followed through with what you said you was going to do.
You said you was too young and you didn't want to have a child.
I said I didn't want to have a child, but once I figured out in my head that I wanted my son, I was all in for it. You just running from your responsibility.
Your sister asked
you. So wait. Ms. Brown, what I'm trying to understand is you accuse him of running from his responsibilities, but if you admit that you slept with another man during the time of conception, how are you so sure that he's running from any responsibility?
But if if he knows in his head he's potentially can be the father, why are you running away?
That's the game she been running on me.
If you know that potentially you're supposed to be the father, if you have any ounce of any type of thought in your mind.
Okay, but let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. You got yourself into a real-life coworker love triangle, right?
I did.
You got yourself into a real-life coworker love triangle, right?
I did.
Of which he is only one part.
Right.
Have you also been impressing upon the other part that they have a responsibility? Are you telling 2 men they have responsibilities, 2 men that they're dodging their responsibilities, two men that they potentially have a child?
He got a girlfriend, Your Honor. He didn't have a girlfriend when she first met him. When she first started sleeping with him, he had a girlfriend.
Okay,
She's
did I
a
not just
homewrecker.
say that? Did I not just say that? And I said I stopped talking to this guy when Conscience ate at me, and I said I didn't no longer want to do this. So therefore, me and Eric, we began to be more.
I was just about to call on you, ma'am. Please step up to the podium. I was just letting her finish her sentence. State your name for the record.
My name is Jacqueline Thomas. I'm his mother.
All right. Welcome, Ms. Thomas. What do you have to add to this?
This right here is ludicrous. It makes no sense. You know, I'm not coming here trying to badmouth her, but the bottom line is that's an innocent child. He's a beautiful child. Yes. But what type of example as a mother is he setting for her? She don't even know herself, and she gonna bring somebody on court.
You don't know me, so how you gonna say you don't know myself?
God knows.
God does know. Do you know God?
Don't disrespect my mother.
I'm not disrespecting her, but she's not gonna talk
Let's
about.
get some order. I am trying to understand from Ms. Thomas, did he tell you that he potentially could be the father? How did you find this out?
I had no acknowledgement. That's why I wanted to know why after, how old is this child?
I've been trying to do it. Your son been aborting me. I didn't want to condone my son to this.
Then why you hear that?
Because this was the only way to do it.
No.
This was the only way to do it. He's been aborting.
You could have did another way. You could have paid for the test.
Hold on.
I offered to pay for the test.
Let's get some order. You are submitting to this court today that for 3 years you've been asking Mr. Thomas to submit to a DNA test.
Yes.
Have you?
You are submitting to this court today that for 3 years you've been asking Mr. Thomas to submit to a DNA test.
Yes.
Have you?
Ms. Thomas, I asked the questions. Can you have a seat, please? Thank you so much. I need to understand, is there any other doubt? When you look at this handsome young man, you don't see yourself at all?
I think he's very handsome, Your Honor, but I don't believe he looks like me.
Have you ever seen this child?
Yeah, on pictures.
On Facebook.
Never in person.
You have never touched this child? This is...
Never.
He promised me that he was going to come to the hospital.
Never.
But you claimed you didn't have money. You were standing in Atlanta during that time. He didn't even have $30, $40 for a bus ride because he don't have a vehicle to come see her. I delivered my child by myself.
Somebody else at the hospital.
Absolutely not. I was there by myself.
What about all the other guys?
It was no other guys, Eric. I was only with you.
Whatever.
And you know it.
Whatever.
We stay every day together.
Can we move on?
Please.
How has this affected Legend, Miss Brown?
Well,
he's 3 years old. Does he have anybody that he can call daddy?
No, absolutely not. I would not allow that. And I can't even commit to a relationship with the proper mind going because I'm so weary of the fact that someone is not going to be in his life. I can't fathom thinking about someone in a relationship with me and then they'll leave and that'll be the only father figure that they'll know of. My daddy is the only, he says granddaddy. Other than that, I won't even allow him to call another man daddy. And no, I don't have anybody that I can say that I'm wanting him to call daddy. I want his biological father to be that in his life. So therefore, no.
So given that this was a love triangle, how confident are you that Mr. Thomas is in fact Legend's father?
I'm not going to sit up here and say that it's 100% sure that he is the father, but that's why we're here today to close that chapter in my life. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm 100% right. We both made our mistakes in this situation, but I'm here today to correct it because at the end of the day, that little boy looks up to me. And although I might been back then immature and selfish now, I want to make the best example for my son as possible. So therefore, this is a step towards that.
Sound like excuses to me, Your Honor.
So you admit to making mistakes and you want to right that wrong?
I want to right that wrong, and I want my son to be proud that he has a mother like me, but at the end of the day, I still want him to have a father in his life, because there are things that I can't teach him. I mean, there are things that he needs a man to teach him for, and the fact that he doesn't have a father in his life since the time he's been birthed in this world, it hurts me. I mean, he missed his first birthday. He missed his first day at school, and that hurts my heart. And my son even asked me a couple weeks ago, who was his dad and where was his dad? And I took a picture from Facebook and showed it to him off of who I potentially thought the father was. And that hurt my heart because all my son wanted to know was who his dad was, and he get that from his the students at school, and he sees them when they have little Father's Day programs. He was like, well, Mom, where's Dad? And I showed him a picture of Eric, and that hurt my heart. And I don't want to show him a false pretense of who I think potentially can be his father, but in my heart, I think Eric is the father.
To be saying that now.
I want to understand from you, Mr. Thomas, what are your hopes? Do you have any feeling that this could be your child? It's just there is nothing. You don't feel like this is your child.
I was there when she was pregnant, so, you know, I'm going to love him regardless. You know what I'm saying? He's a child.
You don't know him.
It doesn't even matter. You can love people and you don't know them. What does that mean? I'm going to love him regardless, but if he's not my child, I want her to leave me alone. I want to stop, you know what I'm saying, messaging me.
Really? And you go on my Facebook page liking my pics, liking his pics, but you don't have no ounce of thought in your mind that that's your child. You the one on my page. I'm not on yours. I don't contact you. Only reason why I contact you
Do you contact her, Mr. Thomas?
Was to take the test.
Never. No, I don't.
Are you liking the pictures of...
Absolutely.
I like, not of her. I never liked the picture of her. I like the picture of him.
Really?
Maybe she might have been in it, and I like the picture of him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not. There's
he's a nice looking young man.
And you've never met Legend?
Never.
No.
Never.
Jerome, I think it's time for the results.
I think so too. I think so too.
Thank you.
Let's just get to the truth.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. When it comes to 3-year-old Legend Amari Brown, Mr. Thomas, you are his father.
All right. All right. God be the glory.
Mr. Thomas, you've now found out you have a 3-year-old handsome little boy that you have never
his
seen.
Birth certificate and show that he is his father.
Well, he
and I have it here today.
He don't got no problem.
I don't have a problem.
We just want to get
responsibility.
And he will do that. Like I said, he
but
is a child of God. He's
he
a
don't
changed
need his mama to tell him he needs to grow up and be a man and do it by himself.
Well, his mama is here. When he get his age, you gonna be the same way. You gonna protect your child.
I'm gonna support my child, but I'm gonna make him be a man.
You gonna protect
Let me get some order. Let's get some order. Ms. Brown, I'd like to ask you if it'd be okay for Mr. Thomas to meet his son in my chambers.
Absolutely, and I want him to meet his grandmother. I have no problem with that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I love it.
Thank you.
I'll see you there. Court is adjourned.